let's look at this SAT practice problem. So 43x plus 17y equals 103, and 17x plus 43y equals 77. The solution to the given systems of equations is x comma y, and what is the value of x plus y? So what we're looking for is x plus y, and these are the two equations we have. We can add both of them together and figure out what that is. So what's 43x plus 17x? That'd be 60x. And what is 17y plus 43y? That'd be 60y. 103 plus 77 is 180. And as we see, we have a 60, 60, and a 180. So we can divide all of these up by 60. What's 60x divided by 60x? This would be y. And 180 divided by 60 is 3. So that's our answer would be 3 since we're looking for x plus y. Okay, let's look at this. 5x squared minus 40x plus d equals 0. In the given equation, d is a constant. The quadratic equation has no real solutions. Remember that. And which of the following cannot be a possible value of d? 80, 84, 100, and 300. So we know that the discriminant must be negative since the equation has no solutions. And it'd be calculated as b squared minus 4ac is less than 1 because it would be negative. So let's solve that. A would be 5, B would be negative 40, and C would equal to D. So B squared is negative 40 squared minus 4 times 5 and D. So that'd be 1600 minus 20. D is less than 0. We can add positive 20D on both sides. 1600 is less than 20D. Oh wait, sorry. 20. What is happening? 20D. And we can divide 20 on both sides. So that means that 80 is less than D. So the only possible answer we could have is A, which is 80. Okay, next question. Assembler machine A packs phone boxes at a rate of X boxes per hour, while assembler machine B packs identical phone boxes at a rate of Y boxes per hour. In a day, machine A packs 200 boxes, machine B packs 300 boxes, and altogether they work for 30 hours. Which equation represents the situation? So we have to find the time for each and individual machine, and that would altogether equal to 30. So we can cross out C for now. And to find how long each machine works for, we would have to do time equals to the work that is done and the rate on how long they do that work. So for machine A, they pack 200 boxes, and the rate that they do it is X boxes per hour, so X. For machine B, it'd be 300 boxes, and they work Y boxes per hour. So now we can add both of these together, and that would be equal to 30 because that's how long they both work for. So we can cross out this, that's not right, that's not right. And D looks like that's what we're looking for. Okay, next question. One of the inequalities is y is more than 33, and the other inequality is 4x plus y is less than 37. The point x comma y is a solution to the systems of inequalities in the xy plane. Which of the following could be a value of x? Okay, so let's make y independent in this inequality, and we can subtract 4x on both sides, so y is less than 37 minus 4x. Okay, so we can see where x is in between, and so that means we can do 33 is less than y, which is less than 37 minus 4x. And since y is in between these two numbers, we can do 33 is less than 37 minus 4x. And from here we can find the value of x. So if we subtract 37 on both sides, that'd be minus 4 is less than minus 4x. And then we can divide minus 4 on both sides. And remember to change the inequality sign from here. It'd be 1 is greater than x. So let's see. If 1 is more than x, that means x is less than 1. So out of these equations, D is the answer, which is 0. Okay, this should be a relatively easy SAT practice problem, but let's just go through it anyways. Imran bought a few packets of chewing gum and donuts for $90. Each packet of chewing gum cost $4, and each donut cost $2. If Imran bought 15 packets of chewing gum, how much donuts did he buy? So let's make some variables, and let's say C is equal to the chewing gum, and D, wait, and D is equal to donut. So we see that the total cost of them is equal to 90, and he bought $4 of chewing gum and $2 of donuts. If he bought 15 packets of chewing gum, how much donuts did he buy? So we can substitute C for 15. 90 is equal to 4 times 15 plus 2D. 4 times 15 is 60, and we can subtract 60 on both sides. So 30 would equal 2D, and then D would be equal to 15 too. So the answer would be 15. Okay, next problem. The price of 46 pencils and 38 pens is $164, and the ratio of the price of a pencil to the price of a pen is 3:5. What is the price of 4 pencils and 5 pens in dollars? So since they're giving us a ratio, they're basically saying the price of a pencil and pen. So a pencil is equal to 3x, and a pen would be equal to 5x. What is... Okay, so now we can start our equation. It'd be... we could do 46 times the price of pencils, 3x, plus 38 times the price of pens, which is 5x, and that is all equal to 164. So let me get my calculator out really quickly. Okay, 46 times 3 is 138x, and then that'd be plus 38 times 5 is 190. X is equal to 164. So 138 plus 190 is 328. X equal to 164. And of course we'd have to do 320. We have to divide 328 on both sides. And I'll save you the time. X is equal to 1/2. Okay. Let me erase this really quickly. Since we know x is 1/2, we can substitute that into the price of pen and pencils. So let's do the price of pencils first, which is 3x. So 3 times 1/2 is equal to 1.5. That's the dollar for pencils. I mean, that's the price for pencils. And 5 times half is equal to 2.5. That's the price for pens. So now we have to find the price of 4 pencils and 5 pens. So we can do substitution again. 1.5 plus 5 times 2.5. So 1.5 times, wait, give me a minute. 1.5 times 4 is 6, and 2.5 times 5 is 12.5. Add them together, it would equal to 18.5, and if we look at our answers, it would be C. For a competition, Kevin runs at an average speed of 930 minutes per mile. Which function f models miles Kevin will run in x minutes at this speed? So let's find how much his average speed is per minute. So that would be 1 over 930, and that's for 1 minute. So that means in x minutes, he would run x over 930. So let's look at our answer choices. It looks like A would be the correct answer. Okay, this is also another easy question, but let's go through it and solve it. So S equals 70 minus 4t. The question gives the speed s in miles per hour of a certain truck t seconds after it began to decelerate. What is the speed in miles per hour of the truck 4 seconds after it began to decelerate? So since you know t is seconds, we can just plug in t for 4. So s would equal to 70 minus 4 times 4, and that'd be 70 minus 16, which would be 54. So C would be the answer. Okay, next question. An amateur baker is planning to put a stall at the consumer exhibition center. It costs the chef a one-time fee of $50 to rent the venue, and a pack of 2 cookies as samples are worth $1.50 per customer. The chef has a budget of 150, and what is the greatest number of visitors possible that the baker could serve without exceeding the budget? So first, let's just remove the one-time fee from the budget. So 150 minus 50 is $100, so he would have $100 left. And since the samples are worth 150 per customer, we can do 100 divided by 150, and that would equal 66.66, and then repeating. So that means that it would either be, he could either do $66 or $67, but he could not do $67 because that would over exceed the budget. So the answer would be 66. Okay, let's see this. A test maker is creating a test worth 100 points. The test will consist of questions worth 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. Which equation represents a situation where x represents the number of 1-point questions, y represents the number of 2-point questions, and z represents the number of 3-point questions? So this is pretty simple. All of the questions add up to a total of 100 points. So that would be equal to x, since x is the number of 1-point points, plus 2y, because y represents the number of 2-point questions. And then finally plus 3z, because that represents the number of 3-point questions. So let's look through our answer choices. It would be D as the answer.